Hey, what up guys, how you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to a new episode of The Road to Glory, episode number 88, I believe it is. And today we're going to change things up quite a lot, as in we're going to actually prepare for team of the season. So I forgot that I'd played a few squad battles matches. So we have, I think I ended up just getting up to gold 2, which is alright, that's fine. It gives us a few extra coins and a couple of packs. First one, we don't really get any luck from it, but you know, there's players there that I can either sell or stick in the club to use for marquee matchups or anything. That's one thing I've not actually looked at this week, is marquee matchups. So hopefully some of them players are useful. What I did realise is I got 2 MLS players there, which will be useful for an SBC coming up real shortly. And then the second pack, again, we don't get boards, but I didn't really expect to from the 2 packs that we got from Gold 2 squad battles. So I'll take whatever they're worth, and that will be that. But they will most likely get sold for now, probably stuck in the club just to utilise for SBCs. So we got a new FUTWIZ player. He came out the other day, and it was MLS based. So it was to get Clint Dempsey, and you needed 2 MLS players, 2 rare players, and a 76 rated squad, only with 80 chem. So it was kind of loose. Now I used an 83 rated player in here who was untradeable, Piz check. I don't mind using it because it is untradeable, and it meant that all I had to do was go and buy a Didavi, I think it was, the German cam guy, to just round off the rest of the squad, and it allowed me to get Dempsey and a pack. So as long as we get something half decent from this pack, it's a cheap SBC. And we get boards, and it's actually going to be a walkout player. So we see Croatia left mid, Inter Milan. That is going to be the upgraded Ivan Perisic. Looks actually like a really good player, and his inform versions on this game have been some of my favourite cards all year long. So hopefully he's doing well enough to get himself a Tots. That would be insane. I actually don't know. Let me know, guys. What do you think? Is he deserving of a Tots coming up in the next few weeks? That would be pretty sick. So yeah, I looked at him, and I reckon I can get 19,500 coins from him, which I'll take. Definitely. I spent 1,000 coins or 1,100 on Didavi, and then the rest was stuff that I already had in the club. So it's definite profit from that SBC. That was a real good one, and a nice cheap way. That was actually the last pink player available to us, and because I've been away in Stockholm for a few days, like I said in previous videos and stuff, haven't had a chance to play my 16 games on this account. I've done it on my main account for other videos and stuff, but I won't get a chance to get up to 16 games played, because the weekly objectives run out later tonight, right? So it's just not going to happen, which is unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter because there's only one more player that I'm looking to get, and that costs 2 pink players, and well, you'll see in a moment that I can just go ahead and do that. I've got 2 in my club at this point in time. So we sell Mo Salah and a lot of the other expensive players like Firmino, Heung-min Son and stuff. It's time to offload them because I actually have a starting 11 that I'm pretty happy with, and it will do me for now, and we can add to it and boost it and then maybe create a new team during team of the season. So I bought myself Thiago Silva so that I'm not just using the loan version. He's pretty cheap anyway, so I was fine with that. And then I am going to submit Diarra and Dempsey in order to get Wendell. Now Wendell is not someone I'm planning on using just yet. It's more of a down the line thing. If Bailey gets a Tots, then I can get a strong link to my left back. Do a 4-5-1, do a hybrid where I've changed formation in game, and look how actually good he looks. So strength is low, but stamina is good, aggression is amazing, interceptions and tackling are all very good. So I'm thinking he's probably going to be kind of decent, so happy with that. And he's someone that we'll hopefully just use down the line. If we don't, doesn't matter. I wasn't going to use Diarra or that for anything anyway. So we're up to 750,000 right now because certain things have sold. The only thing that hasn't is Bobby Firmino, and he doesn't actually go for the 200 no, he ends up going for that. He doesn't go for 230. He ends up going for 224, but I'll show you that in a moment. So yeah, so far today we've completed a couple SBCs, packed a walkout, submitted some players to get our latest FUT swap or final FUT swap player, and so it's looking pretty decent, and we can now move on in to just play with the team, see how things are going. I've got to keep up with playing FIFA, and let's try and win this daily knockout tournament, shall we? It doesn't start well because I'm 2-0 down in 10 minutes, and I hate to just throw excuses out there, but it felt like the slowest, laggiest, terrible gameplay ever. And I don't know if that's just because I was up against someone better than me, and when someone's better than you, it feels like you're not playing well. But I got a goal back, and then I conceded again, so it was 3-1. At this point, after 27 minutes, 4 goals in the game already, I'm like, all right, okay, I've lost this one. I'll continue to play because, you know, at least I had scored, and I score again, so at least I know I can score, and all I've got to do is just remember that the gameplay feels slower and try and adapt. So I did my best. I did my very best. But then random goals like that go in, and I'm back to being 2 goals down with only 20 minutes to go. I luckily get a kickoff goal here with Alessandrini though, and you can tell by the way that even my opponent's defending is that things aren't moving where he wants them to go at that time. So yeah, I would say this one's relatively delayed. It forced me to restart the old internet afterwards, and I still didn't have much joy, as you'll see as we go through. But he then scored again, and this game was out of touch literally by the time he went 2-0 up in the first 10 minutes. So I stuck around just because, well, I did score, so I tried my best to get back in. Came back to the menus to see that Bobby had sold. That's profit on him, actually. The only thing I worry about is if he, you know, gets upgrades on that Path to Glory item, whether he would go up quite considerably in price. But so be it. That's what I'm going to get rid of him now and hoard my coins for Tots. So I go into another game here against a nice-looking Serie A team, and I feel like my defender just didn't move towards that ball right there, and it allows Mertens to get through, and he goes 1-0 up in 4 minutes, and I'm like, have I completely forgotten how to play FIFA? Because I go 2-0 down in this game after 8 minutes, so that's even quicker than my opponent did in the first game. So at the moment I'm at a bit of a loss. I don't quite understand what's going on, and then I concede that to Perisic. And, I mean, I just pack Perisic, and then he goes and does that against me. And at 3-0, 26 minutes, I wasn't feeling good about this game. I think it was after this one where I decided, you know what, restarting the internet, see if it makes any difference whatsoever. And, of course, it really didn't. I don't know if gameplay just feels slow on some days, or if it's all in my head and I'm just playing bad. But it wasn't the finest. I wasn't playing my finest FIFA whatsoever. But this game, I go 1-0 up. I hit a volley with Alessandrini, and that counts as like a first-time shot with a Frenchman. And as you guys know, if you watched the last episode, I only needed 1 more of them to unlock the 20-game loan on Giroud. I'm not bothered about that because I actually used him a little bit on my main account, and he's not very good. I really can't dribble with him, so it's just a case of we completed that challenge. I think there's a little pack for it as well, so it's something that we can save towards Team of the Season. But yeah, 2-0 up in this game, and my opponent decides to quit. So actually, we scored 2 goals in that game. We didn't concede in the first 5 minutes, which is great. And then I move on into the next round. Guy's got a Prem team, and he's filling it out with a Player of the Year, Sessegnon, or Young Player of the Year, whatever one it is. I run into the box, play it off to Keita Balde, hit that shot on the turn, which I wouldn't have expected to go in, and it does. So, yeah, 1-0 up in this game, and I actually don't think I really deserved it at this point, because this guy was actually fairly alright at the game, and running with his Sessegnon and his Salah was actually quite difficult to defend against. And as you can see, I've worked my way into like the 40th minute here, just before half-time. Similar spot with Keita Balde, but he hits it in the opposite corner this time, and that low-driven sort of P-rolls into the back of the net, and we get kind of lucky there to go 2-0 up. So I genuinely had no idea what was going on FIFA, because this game I didn't deserve to be anywhere near. I mean, look at that weird touch, and the defenders move away, and I'm through again, and I make it 3-0. And at that point, I think this is where he decides to just be like, you know what, it's not working. I'm going to back out. I'm going to quit. So, yeah, like a hat-trick with Keita Balde, I'll take that. And we make our way to the next round. So 2 rage quits in a row right now. And we're, just like that, into the semi-final. And then I come up against this guy. And I'm like, he's got that Alessandrini at centre mid. So he's got like 4 attacking players. And then 2 defensive-style midfielders. He's definitely switching to that classic 4-2-3-1. Which he definitely did, like, instantly. And I've actually been playing with this team. I know originally I said I was going to play 4-2-3-1, but I was struggling so much that I didn't know whether it was to do with the formation, so I went back to my roots, which I'm happy with, which is the 4-1-2-1-2, and I'm actually playing Ibra at centre mid now, so you probably won't see a huge amount of goals from Zlatan if I do continue to play that formation. He's actually a pretty good centre mid, in my opinion. It might be a little bit wasteful, but Kaká at cam just works. He scores right there to put me 2-1 up. Keita Balde up front seems to be absolutely nailing the goals in, so he's definitely staying there. And then Alessandrini, he can't be a centre mid. Again, he's great up front scoring goals. So Zlatan is the one which actually gets moved back. The highest rated player, no, Kaká's the highest rated. But basically one of the best players out of the lot gets pushed back to centre mid. But with the way that physical works and how big he is on the game like that, he'll work at centre mid for sure. So my opponent equalises on me, and he was a tough player to actually come up against, and it felt like a tough game, but I get a very lucky pass through. I mean, I meant to do it, but I didn't think it would actually go straight through to Keita, or that he'd have enough time to hit it before the goalie got there, and I go 3-2 up. And then Kaká, I think I tried to do a roulette, and he never did it. But again, fortunately, I breezed through the defenders, took the shot, and it goes in off the post. And I actually get 2 goals up in this game. And that's the first time that one's happened, considering I started pretty poorly, and this guy was actually pretty good. And then I brought Sessegnon on, and he ends up scoring to put me 5-2 up. Yeah, like I switched it out in like the 60th minute. I'm not sure if I applied a squad fitness before this game. So Ibra and Kaká and stuff, they're all starting to get knackered. So I brought them off, brought Sessegnon on, brought Yaya on, brought Lozano on. And we successfully made our way to the final. So you can see my coin balance in the top left there, 966,000 coins. I wonder if there's stuff that I can sell in the club to get me up to that cool million. We'll see. Maybe I'll try and do that. But here's the final. This guy has got Serie A team with prime icon Inzaghi. I'm not too worried about him. More worried about that 88 Insigne. And just the rest of his players actually look really good. But Kaká does that for me after 1 minute. That's me having kickoff, somehow running down and scoring a banger with Kaká. Yeah, thank you. That's what he can do. He's so much fun. I love him, but he just runs out of juice. And I know I've got to bring him off in like the 60th. But that's okay. You know, I've got players on the bench that are solid enough to come on. And I go 2-0 up in the 5th minute here. So I'm 2-0 up in the final in the 5th minute. That's the best start I've had. However, it soon sort of levels out somewhat. He gets that goal back straight away. 8 minutes on the clock, and there's already been 3 goals in this match. Make that 12 minutes on the clock, and there's already been 4 goals in this match because I scored my 3rd. Another one with Kaká. That dribbling from outside the box, holding off the defenders, and then that low driven outside of the boot finish. That was just nice. So he's really doing well for me at the moment in that cam spot in the 4-1-2-1-2. Nice and involved. And then Ibra from centre mid even works his way up and gets himself a goal in the 52nd minute. That one puts me 4-1 up. And now I feel kind of confident. 3 goals ahead in the second half, you know, like 40 minutes to go or something. I surely should be able to hold that off, right? And, well, as you can see, got to the 70th minute. I think I tackled him and probably annoyed him to the point where he's like, oh, I'm not getting back in this game. So he presses his Xbox button and rage quits, and we win the daily knockout tournament, which is great. So our overall goal finally happened. The first couple of games are really rocky, and I played some terrible FIFA throughout that entire, even that winning run. I feel like the game just didn't feel how I wanted it to today. So, yeah, not super confident about going forwards, but I will continue to play and stuff like that, but we just don't unlock that final pink player. There'd be nothing we can spend it on anyway, apart from like a 7.5k pack. And it's not worth the extra hours that it would take, and I don't actually have the time. And by the time you're watching this, weekly objectives is pretty much over, right? But you can see how my players have been doing, and that has wrapped up today's episode number 88. Guys, if you have enjoyed, do me a favour, hit that thumbs up button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Aiming towards 1,000 likes. If we can get anywhere near that, I'll be very happy. Have a great day. Don't forget to sub if you're new, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.